Hello, hello. Welcome to Something Reborn Thursday. Hi, guys. This is Birgit Heffler, the owner and designer of Something from Somewhere Organically Reborn Furniture and Decor. I go on every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I find pieces of furniture and transform any piece of furniture into home decor, and then I sell in my website or in my shop. So if you guys like this kind of furniture and one-of-a-kind pieces and vintage, shabby chic, farmhouse style, please do like my videos and check me out on Thursdays, like my Facebook page and share and like. I would totally appreciate it. So today I am going to do a part 2 of this counter. I'm going to show you in a little bit. It was a black counter actually from my shop, and I've decided that I'm going to turn it into, or at least try to, that's my attempt, into a kitchen island. I think it has all the components to be a really cool kitchen island for, you know, kitchen as a little maybe nook, or even you know, butcher block style / island dining table. It's pretty cool, and I'll show you now why I think it's so cool. So I have in the last video shown you how to strip it. I was just going to sand it, and I did start sanding it, but it was so many coats of paint that it was layered that I had to actually strip it. And I used, hi Ada, welcome. And I showed you what I did, and I started sanding it, and I used this particular stripper, which is called Citi-Strip. It's actually one of the most natural out there, and it smells like oranges, and it's actually biodegradable, so I had to put it on and I scraped it. So if you guys missed that video of last week, check it out. So today's going to be the second part. I don't want to get into too much detail about what I did last week, so you guys can watch it. But now that I finished the stripping and the sanding, I'm going to move in the back, and I'll show you. You can probably see better what I'm talking about. Okay. I hope you guys can see me. Let me just turn on my computer over here, so if you guys have any comments, I can read them. So this is the counter top. I'm going to show you the body in a little while, but let's do the top first. So this was all black, and if again you look at the video from last week, it was all black. It had a bunch of layers of paint, and I started sanding, but then I stripped, and then I took everything off, and I continued finishing for you guys today. And what I want to do is turn the counter into this kitchen island where you can actually use the top as like a butcher block. So I kind of gave out the choices, was clear oil or a dark oil, and the dark oil one. So this is what we're going to be using. It's oil wax by Sweet Pickens Mill Paint. That's the name of the company, and it's all natural. It's non-toxic. It is water resistant and dries hard, and it's a satin finish, has no VOCs, which is none of volatile organic compounds. So it's super safe to us use indoors, but actually to use it for this butcher block idea, because it's non-toxic. So that is a cool thing. And now, sorry you guys, I just want to be able to see if you guys have any comments that I can answer. So we're going to be using this oil. I always recommend that you, whatever you use, paints, waxes, oils, you always use a little separate container, and you pour whatever you're going to use so you don't contaminate it, okay? So that's what we're going to do here. I have chosen these cheap brushes. They're actually cheap brushes, and they're cheap, and they're in Home Depot and Lowe's, really any hardware store. I pretty much use them, and I don't have to worry about washing them. I throw them out. They're great for using with stains and oils. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm probably going to use the large one because it's a pretty large top. But they come in all different sizes. So they're natural bristles. So they're really cool. They don't leave that many brush strokes, and they're great for staining. I also have lint cloth. You know, just I guess a little towel, dry, that make sure that it doesn't have any kind of residue, you know what I mean? That's important, because if you're gonna be working with oil and we're gonna allow it to absorb the wood and then take it off, you don't wanna have any kind of pieces of the material left in the paint. So make sure that it's a type of cloth that is lint-free. All right, so these are some of the things we're gonna use today. I don't know if we're gonna end up starting to paint, and I have a little bit of a dilemma, and I'll tell you what that is. But anyway, before we get there, okay, so I want to paint the black part, which is the bottom part of the counter. It has some really cool legs. It's still in black. I haven't done anything to it because I want to do it with you guys. I did do a little testing on one particular area because I actually put some transfers on this counter before, these butterflies. So I wasn't sure how the paint, if I was going to paint over it or I needed to take them off, so I tested it. And milk paint is a chippy paint. It comes in powder and you mix it with water. And anyway, I did a little test and it started chipping. So it's a paint that chips, and that's the idea. You want that old world charm look, and I love it. So I figured the black would show into the you know, chippy paint come through the black. The white with the black will look really cool. So with the little butterfly transfers, it's kind of funky. I think I'm gonna have to take them off before I actually paint over it. I thought I could paint over them and that would be it. So I know I've been talking a lot. Let's get to staining. We'll go step by step, and because I do want you guys to know how to do this. If you have a project at home that you've been wanting to, you know, I don't know, totally transform it, and you think it's a really cool wood, which is, this is pine. It has some places that, you know, it's a little bit damaged, it's old, but that's the beauty of it. It's gonna look natural and it's gonna look pretty cool, I think. So that's the idea, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna move this stuff away here for now, and then I'll take you to the next step. I think this should be good here. I'm gonna take this off just in case. So how you guys been? You have any questions so far? About the stripping, maybe, if you saw the video from last week. Make sure I have enough light. You guys see me? Got a little bit dark. All right. All right, so you see this well, I hope. All right, so you might want to, you know, sometimes the pigments just of the oils stay at the bottom, so you just kind of want to mix it a little bit, make sure that it's all even. So I'm going to pour some in my container here. I'll show you guys, I'll come closer so you can see. So it's a dark oil. I put it in this little container, and now I'm just gonna put my paintbrush inside, okay? So this should be cool. I have used stains before, but not in such a large piece. So you always wanna dip the brush, not all the way, only the tip. At the end of the day, that's all you're gonna use anyway. So all this has been sanded. I then sanded it with a 220 just to kind of smooth it out. When you're using a very coarse type of sanding block or paper, it, you know, gets kind of grainy, and the 220 over it smoothes it out. And that's what I did. So it's really nice and smooth. I hope you guys can see me. Let me start from, turn this a little bit here. I think you guys, let me start from here in the corner. You want to go with the grain of the wood. I mean, you are staining, so you know, you want to allow it to have enough breathing time where you just, you know, you put it on, but you allow the wood to absorb it. And this is raw wood, so it should come out really nice. Can you guys see really well? Let me know if you can't see. Okay. Hi, Steffi. Hi, Sergey. All right, so this is pine, I believe. So it should look pretty, very cool. It's fun. So any out there, you guys, anyone has stained before? Did you like it? Was it a good experience? I don't know too much about wood, but I do know my pine. I think these little knots here is what pine does. I have this other piece back here that was gifted to me, and I definitely know that's oak because of just the way that it's stained and the way it shows up. All the woods have like their own way of absorbing oils and tints. I think it's beautiful. So can you guys see well? I hope you can. I know I'm doing the border. I'm going to try to get more into the middle so you guys can see better. So what you want to do is, once you put it on, leave it on for at least like maybe some 10-15 minutes and let it absorb, and then you want to go in. That's why I was showing you this lint-free cloth, which we're going to use in a little bit, and then kind of wipe off any excess. Hi Linda, welcome. Good to see you here. So we are staining this piece, but if you guys missed the first video last week, this was black and it had like 3 layers of paint and latex on top of that. So to my surprise, after I started sanding, and it took me forever, I realized that there were many more layers to go through. So then I used a stripper. Pretty natural. I mean, it still has some stuff, unfortunately, because it has to have some chemicals to take off all those other varnishes of paint. But it's as natural as it can get. It smells like oranges, and it is biodegradable. So that was a really cool surprise, because I was looking for something that, when I bought it, that could be natural. I haven't used it, and I bought it a while ago, so I finally get to use it with you guys for the first time. And I'm going to show you what that dilemma is in a little bit. So first I want to do this and then show you what I'm going to have to do and more stripping with. Now I'm not going to strip the rest of the black piece because it's just too much. I'm going to paint over it and use a chippy paint by Sweet Pickens Milk Paint, which is beautiful. It gives that old world charm look, like if you were in Europe. And I lived in Europe for many years, and I'm just in love with the old world romanticism of that, French country style, and that was like everywhere where I was. So I'm going to create that look in this piece. So I'm going to leave it black, which is the original color, and the chippy paint in white. So it should start chipping, and then the black comes through. So it just looks like it's weathered for many, many, many years, and that's the idea. Do any of you guys like that? Do you like the farmhouse style? I just do. I think it's very, very charming, and I don't get enough. I can't get enough. So that's my look. I love it. If I would have known this a long time ago when I had my house, I used to go crazy with all the furniture and anthropology, because I love anthropology, and I used to spend a fortune just on furniture, and now I do it myself, which is quite awesome to know how to do this, and the transformation that you can give your furniture, especially if it's old and it's been around and you don't know what to do. Maybe the color is not the prettiest color anymore, doesn't go with your decor, but wow, what a little bit of painting can do, can totally transform. And they don't make furniture like they used to. So to me, to be able to give an old piece of furniture a new life, it's just the best thing. Now anything that is particle wood costs you a fortune, and it's just not made well. So these pieces really go a long way. They've been around for a long time, and so now we're helping them stay alive even a much longer time. And it's called repurposing, and that's what I love. You're using what you have and giving it a new life. Can you guys see? It's really cool. I like it. All right, so I need a little bit more help. So if you guys have never been to my website, it's called somethingfromsomewhere.com, and I carry all these products that I show you, that I use. Everything is organic and biodegradable, environmentally friendly. I mean, that's why it's organically reborn furniture and decor. It's all in there, how to use it, all the instructions. So if you've ever wondered how to do something or just want to experiment, it's not also just for furniture. You can also paint artistically. This is oil, of course, for this wood, but you can use it for anything that is, even if you're creating and you're painting. You can also use them to seal your frames. And the paints themselves, right behind me, these are Country Chic. These are clay-based paints. So they're very rich in color, highly pigmented, really thick. A little bit goes a long way. And also natural and non-toxic and child safe, and they're just so awesome to paint with. So I just encourage you guys, if you've ever tried it or not, to go for it. Try it on a little piece, try it anywhere that you think needs a little touch up. Don't be afraid. You'll fall in love. I guarantee it. Thank you, Ada. So it's coming out good. You know, I was afraid in certain areas because I don't know if you guys could see here up in the top. There's like some pieces of the wood that is missing. It's like cracked, but I mean, I think that's the awesomeness of it. That's what makes it that like French country look. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, and that's why it gives it so much charm. They're so beautiful. Do you have any questions about the oil? So it comes in a bunch of different colors. This is the dark. It comes in white, it comes in black, it comes in clear, it comes in dark. So there is endless ways of using this. So for all of you that are just coming in, my name is Birgit Heffler, and I have a repurposing vintage home decor shop in Palm City, Florida. And I do custom work. I also just give life to old furniture. Sometimes they're gifted to me. Sometimes I can just go picking around Florida. And I paint them and then sell them on my website or in my shop. Sometimes people bring me their own piece. Today, for example, I had a lady that came by. She brought her vanity. She's never painted before, and she wanted to learn, so I told her bring it. She brought it over, and we spent the whole morning painting her piece, showing it, doing it, and she left with another piece. It was a provincial vanity. She's had it for a long time, and she was so happy. It came out beautiful. I'll post some pictures later today on my Facebook page so you guys can see. So you want to make sure that it's even and that you don't have any drips, okay? Because obviously if the wood is raw and it starts dripping and you don't go over it, then you're going to have that drip inside the wood. So you want to make sure that there's no drips. A little bit back so you guys can see what I'm doing. Push this here so you probably can see better now the piece. Sorry. I have it on wheel so that I can move it easy. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm going to do here. You guys can see, yeah? Good. Alright, cool. So yeah, so I was saying, so she left with her piece. She's so happy. She's like, oh my God, I love it. I want to do this more. So That's something that I also do if you guys want to bring your piece. If you're locally here, obviously, it's easier than to have to come from far away, but you're also welcome to come, and we spend the whole day and you paint and you take home your piece that you painted, which makes a huge difference because it's not the same somebody doing it for you than you doing it yourself, right? So, all right. What do you think? The hardest part of my job, I'll tell you guys, is that I want to keep everything. I need 3 houses. Like, this is so cool. I love this counter. Alright, so I'm going with the grain. It's funny, but this has like some it goes down, sometimes it goes across. So I'm just kind of going over it a little bit to help it like absorb. Let me move back a little bit. You guys can see, right? Okay. Alright, awesome. You see how it's absorbing? The color looks beautiful. I like it. I wasn't sure if I wanted just natural or dark, but anyway, you guys voted and you said dark. So I went dark. This is dark. So I'm probably gonna do like 2 coats of it. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of allowing it to absorb. I have the fan, you guys probably hear it. It's helping me with the drying process. How tall is that island? Yeah, let me see. Do you see me? I know, I'm not that tall. That doesn't help. Let me measure it. I think it's, let's see. It is 39 inches tall. 39 inches tall and 50 long across. Got it, Ada? So 39, a little bit less than 39, about half an inch, but 39 by 50. Okay, so I am going to, while this is drying a little bit, show you really quick what I mean about my dilemma. All right, and this is the only way. This is what happens sometimes. You know, you have a plan, but then something else comes up, and hey, you come up with plan B. So I wanted to try it out. So I'm going to show you what I'm thinking here. This is what I did. And I'm going to move the camera so you guys can see. So I am going to do the chippy paint, which is what I mentioned to you earlier. Chippy paint is Sweet Pickins. It's a milk paint. It comes in powder. And I'm going to show you this when I start painting it, how you mix it and so forth. So I just did a test because I wasn't sure about these transfers. Can you see? I know I keep moving the camera, sorry. Can you see these butterflies here? There's a butterfly here, here, here. Not too many on this side, but I have more on the other side. So these butterflies are transfers. There's like these stickers that you put on furniture. And I did it to decorate my counter. But now that I'm using the white paint, which you can see here that I started painting with the chippy paint, the milk paint, I wasn't sure if it was gonna be cool that if it starts chipping and you could see the butterfly underneath, or it would totally cover the butterfly. So that's like where you become creative and then see what happens, or something new comes up and you invent something. So what I did is paint it over it, and this is what happened. So this is what I want to show you guys, or give me a feedback. Let me push this back again more so you can see. All right, I hope you can see from there. Hi, Christopher. All right, so let me put it down a little bit. Sorry about my hand. All right. So you see this here? I mean, this is just one coat, and that's fine because I'm gonna do more coats. And the first coat you put what is called an extra bond, which is an adhesive with Sweet Pickens. It comes like this. So what happens is this is an adhesive that you put with milk paint when you have a piece of furniture, metal, plastic, something that has been pre-sealed or is shiny to help the milk paint to stick on. So this is pretty shiny. I put a little bit of it and I'll show you when we mix it and when I start painting it. But anyway, I wanted to test it to see what would happen with the butterflies. I don't know if you could see here, there was a butterfly, and here there was another butterfly. Now, the cool thing would have been that they kind of stayed, and with the second coat, I think they would have started chipping and you could see the butterfly through, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. So what do you guys think? Like, it started to chip, and I can bring this down. I want you guys to really see what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you can actually even see that there is a butterfly under there. There's like a shape of a butterfly. Can you see it? So I painted over it, and if it's kind of cracked and it kind of sees through, I think it will look kind of cool. But no, it's chipping off because it's like a sticker and it's really sticky. So I'm gonna have to take off the butterflies. So what I did is go back to my stripper gel, and that's what I did here. I have no idea what this is gonna turn out like. Can you see here? So these were the butterflies that I was trying to paint over, but that I don't think it's gonna work. So I'm going to take the butterflies off, and I've never done taking stickers off with a stripper. So I poured a little bit. I'm gonna do this in a container, and I put some on the butterflies. And that is what I'm going to see what happens. Because I've never done it. Sorry I disappeared, I'm just trying to get some of this. So I put some of that stripper orange gel in here, my chibi brush, put some on a little bit earlier before the video came on, and want to see what happens. So with you guys together, I wanted you to see what this part looks like. This is what the top was. So I took all that paint off. I'm not going to do that on all of this part because forget it, and especially with this detail, it's going to be, oh my gosh, a pain in the butt. So I'm just going to paint it with a milk paint and chip off, hopefully, and come out good. And I think it's going to look very French country. So I put some of this on this. It's been probably already like more than maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I see that it's bubbling. Can you guys see? Let me bring you down a little bit more even. All right. There, sorry about moving you around so much, but I want to show you guys. All right, so let's see what happens. So I've got my putty knife here, a metal one, and I want to take it off. And you know what? It works. It's cool. It's coming out. All right. Very cool. So it hasn't been too long. So probably the longest, I leave it, I think the instructions say like 30 minutes to overnight. It'll come off easier. And I noticed that also when I did the top. So, you know, I was trying to get it out. I was impatient and wanted to take it off right away. So probably if I would have waited longer, it would have been easier than scraping a lot more. But yeah, leave it on so it's working. So this is what I'm gonna have to do, because the butterfly effect idea didn't work. It's not gonna come out right. So just to show you what I did was, so I'm gonna do it obviously, and then we're gonna paint it together, because I don't want you guys to be bored just watching me stripping all this stuff off and all that. But just to give you an idea, so that orange gel, I just put some in my brush, and I just really kind of just patted it on the butterflies. and just leave it. And of course, I mean, these are butterflies and these are transfers and stickers, but I think just overall, showing you if you have any kind of something stuck on the piece of furniture that you want to take off, and maybe sanding will take too much time or too much effort, this is another route to go by, and it's a really easier way to do and take, you know, those unwanted parts on your pieces. So that's what we're gonna do. I have more here. As you can see here, there's a little bit more here. So we'll just leave that there. And after we're done, you know, I'll just take them off and then we'll paint. But that way I'm advancing. I'm gonna put a little bit more on the ones that I took off. Oops, sorry you guys. I just showed you my head. All right. And this is gonna be painted on, so I don't have to worry about, oh my God, it looks so messy or bad. You won't see any of it because you're gonna be painting this whole piece anyway. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do because I do have butterflies on the other side. So I just wanted you guys to see that. So I'm gonna lift you back up again. So you guys can see the top. I think it's looking really nice. Hi Rodrigo, how are you? Thanks for coming back. I know you saw the video last week. So I'm staining, I did, and now showing you what the piece looks like with the dark oil. And I think you were one of those that gave your opinion about dark oil. So we went with the dark oil one. So I painted it, I stained it, and I haven't done the cleaning up. What you want to do with this is really just, you know, the wood is absorbing the oil, but with the lint cloth, lint-free cloth, you're gonna help take any excess off. So this is like my little dirty brown oil cloth. And I pretty much just use it until I can't use them anymore. And then I just throw them away. I also have these, they're great on the website. So if you guys need any of these and you don't know where, I also carry them. All right, so just what I'm doing is just not hard, but you see how much it comes out? Those are my fingers, it was clean. Just lightly go over the wood grain and take off like any excess oil. You saw how easy that was. You know, I know that I'm showing you these in like parts and series, and probably you feel like, oh my God, it's so much work. It's really because, you know, I don't want to bore you guys with such a long instructional video, but if you really were to just sit and do it, I mean, you could probably tackle this in a day and a half, 2 days. There is some work involved, but it's not as hard. I think the stripper was the hardest, but it was also like an experience for me to learn what would be the easiest. Now I definitely know I'm just gonna go straight into using that stripper citrus remover, varnish remover, because it was very easy. I don't have to kill myself sanding. But it's pretty easy and it's fun. But you do need the time, obviously. But this could totally be a weekend project, totally. So that's one coat. Love the color. What do you guys think? You like the color? And remember that part that I was telling you guys? It looks pretty cool actually, not too bad. Because for some reason this area here was a little bit more damaged or just old. So if you see that the corners here have like a little bit of a different tone or wood color compared to here, that's why. But hey, that's the beauty of it. That's what makes it unique and one of a kind, huh? All right, cool. Any questions? All right, you love it, Ada? Thank you so much. Thanks. All right, let's do a second coat. For those that are actually also just coming in, I'll go over it real quick. So we're using an oil wax by Sweet Pickens Milk Paint is the company. It's all natural and non-toxic, and it's also water resistant. So I am staining the top of this counter. I want to turn it into a kitchen island. So I poured a bit here. Always pour whatever you're going to use in a different container so you don't contaminate any of your paints or oils. I'm using a cheapy brush. You can find these anywhere, Lowe's, Home Depot. I also carry them in case you need any, but these are easy to find and disposable. So this is the great part of it. You don't need to be washing anything. You use them, and you know they're really inexpensive. You can throw them away. They're great for staining, especially like oils like this. So let's do a second coat, you guys. Let's do one more here. Always go with the grain. I'm sorry if I sound repetitive, but you know, some people are starting to join in a little bit late, and just making sure that the important points are mentioned, because this is something when you're staining wood, you definitely want to go with the grain. You want to help it absorb to the flow of the wood. If not, it's going to look really weird. All right. And this goes like this, and this part goes like this. It's pretty easy to tell. And this is like a long piece here. Anybody ever stained? I know, Rodrigo, you're a bit in the business of decor, but much different, no? You don't really have to stain anything. Now you know how if you have to. I hope you guys can hear me well. I know I have the fan kind of blasting. It's hot, very hot in Florida. Make sure no drips. So that you don't stain it with like a drip look. You guys can see here, right? Okay, good. Sorry if you see the top of my head. I kind of have to get in here. Some angles are a little bit hard. But I want you guys to be able to really see what this is doing. It's actually better than I thought. I was afraid that it was going to be like not good wood. You know, you never know what you have underneath. But when I started seeing the knots, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna look really cool. I want it to look like a butcher block. Does it look like a butcher block? You can hear me? Awesome, Ada. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I would hate to know that I'm talking and nobody could hear me. It looks good. I like it. I want to keep it. No, I can't. So Ada, I'm gonna be going to South Carolina in October. I found out about 2 or 3 days ago, like confirmed. We've been planning, but wasn't too sure, but I think we're definitely going. So I'm gonna buzz you. Maybe you can stop by and see ya. Been a long time. All right. I like it a lot. What do you guys think? I like it, I like it, I like it. I was nervous, to tell you the truth. I won't lie to you. I had no idea how this was gonna come out, but I had a picture of what I wanted it to look like, and it did it, and better. So I'm very happy. But what's the worst thing that can happen? Really, you guys. That's why a lot of people don't try things new, because they're afraid. So don't let that keep you stuck from not trying new things. The worst thing that can happen is that I didn't like it and I had to sand it again and restain it or repaint it, right? Yep. That's right. All right. I think I did this part. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it. Let me have a little bit more. So this piece was one of those pieces when I actually just started in the business. So I've had this for a few years now. And I wanted it to keep it for me, and I did, and I used it. It came in handy when I didn't have a counter, and so now it's time to let go, giving it a new life, a new look for somebody else to appreciate it. And wow, I think it cost me, I think I paid like $40 for this, which this is just amazing for that price because it's heavy. So it's not like a little flimsy table. This is the beauty of these pieces. They're consistent, they're heavy, it's real wood. And now after I'm done, I'll put it up on my website and at the shop, and hopefully somebody appreciates it as much as I have, loves it, and wants to buy it. All right. How are we doing in time? Beautiful. All right, cool. I don't think it needs much more. Looking good. Yeah, I know, Ada. Thank you. That's why I mentioned it really quick, because I know we have something planned. So I will let you know, definitely. So cool. Let's see what those butterflies are doing. Let's see if they're bubbling up a little bit. Wow, this is really cool. You guys got to see this. See the butterflies. Look at this. Let me lower you. They're like bubbling. It's like a science project. Look at this. Oh, this is good. Oh, it's coming off even easier. Maybe I shouldn't let them dry as long as that one. Look at this, because we just put this. Can you guys see how easy it's coming off? Yay! All right, so you probably want to have a piece of cloth nearby to clean your putty knife. So here it is. It's okay, some of the wood is coming off too. It doesn't matter. We're painting over this, so. It's like a science project. This is really cool. Hi, Ann, welcome. So we already did the top. I don't know if you could see. I stained it. Anyway, it's gonna be recorded, so if you wanna go back and check it out. But this is interesting, what I'm seeing here, you guys. You see, like the black is coming off, the butterfly shape is kind of still there. I don't know, this has been like a little bit of a science project because I was not sure what to expect, what to do with those butterflies that I had on. They're transfers, they're like stickers for furniture. And I started painting over them, but then it was like doing this funkiness, gooiness on it. So now I put some stripper gel for varnish to take off, and it's bubbling and it was easy to take off. But now it's like the wood came off, but not the butterfly. I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna have to experiment with this, you guys, but this is pretty interesting. Look at this. So I take off the paint, but the butterflies now are black and they're underneath. Ha! Okay. Anyway, that's not the idea. I wanted to see if something funky would come out, and something funky did come out, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna end up doing with that. If I take them off totally or paint over them, and if they start cracking and the butterfly comes through, that could also be very cool. So stay tuned for next week. I'm gonna experiment a little and see what came up and then show you how to do it. Deal? We'll stick with this area until next week because there's a lot going on here. You gotta take stuff off, but it's gonna look gorgeous. I totally know because this piece is really quite heavy, and I love the legs. Let me push you back. Look at these legs. See? I mean, I do have them in these rollers, but it has really cool detail, and they're nice and thick. And with the top being like that, like a butcher block, I mean, I think it could look really, really beautiful, like a French country style island. All right, so let's just go back to the top one more time, and let's take off some of that extra oil, and we'll probably be done for today. And I'll show you, I'll do a recap on what I used. That way if you guys want to give it a try. I know I've moved you around a lot, sorry you guys, but it's the only way that I can really show you what is happening here. All right, there you go, look at that. So this top was just like down here, all black. Went down to the wood. I used this, used my putty knife, stripped it off, and then sanded any leftover. And then I light sanded it with a 220 to make it smooth. And today what we did is stain it. And I used Sweet Pickens. Oil wax is a natural, environmentally friendly wax, and dark, which is what you guys asked for, so this is what you got. It was between clear or dark, so I did the dark. I believe, Anne, you were part of that poll. Thank you so much. It looks beautiful. Great choice. Great choice. And chippy brush, any size. I used a larger one to take up more room. This is a 4-inch one. So this is what I applied it on. You want to use the oil and apply it with the grain of the wood. Very important. So this is 2 coats. And what I'm going to do now is just like we did the first time. So we did a first coat, let it dry for at least 10-15 minutes, let it absorb, and then you're just going to wipe off any excess so it's not so oily. And this is also a sealer, you guys. So there's really not much more to do after this. If you are going to definitely use it as a cutting board in the kitchen, which is the idea that where I'm heading with this piece, I would just use hemp oil. I have this here, also by Sweet Pickens, you guys. So it's an all-natural hemp oil, and it's a great sealer, protector, moisturizer. It's all natural, and it's perfect for the blocks, for butcher blocks, for the kitchen, because it's non-toxic. So you can actually put food on top, and you're not going to get sick. So this is cool. Look, Sweet Pickens natural. This comes in a pint. This is 16 ounces. And it also comes in a little one, I believe is 6 ounces. Let me see. Oops, sorry, 4 ounces. So this size or this size. And I use these for just practically all the furniture. I clean the furniture with it. It dries really nice, and it just gives it a nice sheen and protects your furniture. So I wouldn't do anything to this for a while, but when you see that it needs some cleanup or cleaning, I would just use, just like if your butcher blocks at home. I don't know if you guys have any. I'm pretty much a butcher block person. I cut everything on a cutting board, piece of wood. And then I just moisturize them. I wash them, and eventually I just kind of give them a coat of hemp oil. So that's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and you learned something today, something that you've never done before. And I'm so happy that you were here with me, participating. Thank you for the feedback. for the help in choosing this awesome color, because I wasn't sure which one. So look at this. It looks really, really, really great. So let me put you back up again so I can see you. Awesome. Nice. So, hope you guys are there. So next week, this is what we're going to do. We're gonna let this dry. And the whole white bottom, all that black, we're going to use flour sack. It's a white, but not so white. It's like a really nice, rich white color. It's called flour sack. And I'm going to show you also how to mix it just in case. It's milk paint, it comes in powder, so I will explain to you how to do that. We'll do it live. And we're going to start painting this counter. So all of the bottom, and just give it that chippy look. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is take off all those butterflies and figure out what I'm going to do with the butterflies and how that comes up, and then whatever comes up, and if I like it, I'll show you how I did it. And if I just need to take them off and that's the end of it, then we'll just take them off, and then we'll paint with the milk paint and we'll seal it. All right, guys, so if you don't have any more questions, thanks again for being here. Something Reborn Thursdays. I'm here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And I try to inspire you to create something from somewhere and make it beautiful. So thanks again for being here. If you like any of these videos, please do share and like my Facebook page and channel. If you have any questions, please by all means put them down in the comments. I answer all of them at the end of the video if I didn't have any chance to do so while I was on. Well, that's all for today. And if you want to know any of these products or find out more about them, or you have any questions, I can be reached at info@somethingfromsomewhere.com. And or buy, I ship and pick up curbside if you want to stop by the shop, and I would have it all ready for you. That's somethingfromsomewhere.com. That's my website. So thanks again. Thank you for being here, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, bye-bye.